Hi, I'm Krystian Seibert and I'm a policy advisor at Philanthropy Australia, and I'm here with Sarah Wickham, who you'll know is our policy and research manager at Philanthropy Australia. And so we're here just to talk about what Philanthropy Australia has been during the election campaign. As many of you will know, a couple of weeks ago we launched this, which is our policy priorities for a more giving Australia in the run-up to the federal election, and there's been quite a lot happening since then. There was some great media coverage, a story in The Australian. Sarah Davies did ABC TV, which is fantastic. And also, there have been some meetings with both Liberal and Labor Party politicians. So, yeah, who did Philanthropy Australia meet with, Sarah, and yeah, how did the meetings go?
So the meetings took place on the 15th and 16th of April with some of our key members and philanthropy champions. From the Labor Party, we met with Andrew Lee, who is the Shadow Assistant Treasurer and the person responsible from the Labor Party for the ACNC and charities. And from the Liberal Party, we met with Minister Paul Fletcher, who is the Federal Government Minister for Social Services and Families.
Cool, and I heard that the meetings went really well. I was in New Zealand, so I couldn't make them, unfortunately. But what were some of the key outcomes from the discussions? Yeah, what topics came up?
Yeah, so we obviously got the opportunity to talk about our key policy priorities and for our members to ask other questions as well of government and opposition. There were some really interesting outcomes that are worth sharing. One was outright both parties confirming their commitment to ensure no changes to franking credits for philanthropy and charities. So we know this makes our members happy. We did see both parties coming in to support the continuation of the ACNC and some of our requests to strengthen the ACNC. Both parties agree that they will be releasing the government response to the 2018 ACNC review quite quickly after an elected government. And Labor's also agreed to reinstate the annual charities report if they are elected. So fantastic. Another great outcome for our members. We did see both parties agree in principle to our request to fix the very outdated fundraising legislation in Australia. Both parties again agreed to the unanimous position taken by the Select Senate Committee into 21st Century Fundraising at the end
which
of last
recommended
year.
Basically to reform fundraising regulation in Australia.
Yes, within 2 years of an elected government. So we'd love to see that happen sooner, but our role is to keep both sides of government honest and accountable for their commitment to complete this work within a 2-year period.
Well, the time for action was yesterday, so we've got to make sure that they do something about it
Absolutely.
Very quickly.
So there was another piece that we were happy with in relation to our ask for closer collaboration between the philanthropy sector and government. It was great to see both parties actually identify opportunities where philanthropy could really add value to the way in which government either fund social programs and also evaluate and measure their work. So they did see that there is opportunity for us to share our best practice. And both sides are looking into and ask our advice on how advisory panels could be put together. And we know that Labor in particular is currently considering an option for the charitable sector to have an advisory capacity role within an elected Labor government, of which Philanthropy Australia would play a role.
Because there's a real opportunity for philanthropy and government to collaborate closer, start talking earlier in the piece in terms of policy and program development, and the policy priorities document sort of has a proposal around that, it's something that hopefully we'll see some action on.
Yeah, we know that our members have had some successes, but a lot of challenges in trying to effectively work with government. And the earlier on we can get to the table with government on policy priorities, the stronger we can be at collaborating together for meaningful change. We didn't see, I guess somewhat unsurprisingly, either party to commit to any of our long-term policy priorities, but we did say that this is something that we would be building towards. The great thing is that none of them were ruled out though, so both Labor and Liberal parties are interested in having a closer understanding of the long-term policies that Philanthropy Australia are promoting to increase giving in Australia. So that's around our commitment to try and work with government to increase giving or legacy giving through superannuation, which is currently, as you've identified, taxed at up to 15%. They're interested in discussing the opportunity for an annual giving campaign, something that Philanthropy is interested in doing in collaboration with government and business. And also they were interested in the concept of living legacy trust. No one said no, I'll rule that out. So that is something we'll also be pursuing. And I guess the key for PA is to make sure that we keep our policy priorities front and centre after the election.
Yeah, and I think along with DGR framework reform, it's about just, us and, our sort of sector partners just keeping on making the case and keep on pushing. And,
I'm confident that at least we were able to get in front of both major parties in the federal election campaign, which should make us easier to continue those conversations going forward. It's
fantastic. And so what can Philanthropy Australia members and supporters do to get behind our election policy priorities? Any ideas and suggestions there?
Yeah, we would love our members to get behind our campaign, our top 10 policies for a more giving Australia. You can visit our federal election hub that's on the Philanthropy Australia website. There's a whole lot more material and information there, and you can download our campaign supporters pack, which provides templates around how you can write to your federal member of parliament and also share and support our campaign on social media.
And often these things come down to, knowing an MP or a minister or meeting them at some event and just mentioning it to them. The more people that are talking and asking for action on these things, the more likely we are to get some positive outcomes. So, thanks for joining us. Thanks, Sarah. And until next time, bye.